All right, who's ready for a video about campaign finance? Now, if you're going to stick around, just so you know, there is actual entertainment value to this. So, real quick, I think that we all kind of have the base understanding that we really don't understand how campaign finance works and what the laws behind it are. So, there are some just blatant laws that I think that we can agree that even us as the American public, we just know is illegal. So, for instance, like paying for a vote. Like if you just tell somebody, I will pay you X amount of dollars if you go out and you support X candidate, that is illegal. So, with what Elon's been doing, in Pennsylvania for the past week has really kind of made me a little more interested in how campaign finance works and exactly what the laws behind this is and how it would be enforced. So, funny enough, one of our favorites here he talked about just this. So let's go for it because Sammy Seder taking us to school like usual. Sorry, I had two videos up.
Let's turn to Elon Musk. I have said many times, for many reasons, that billionaires should be illegal. Not the people. The ability to accrue that amount of money should be illegal. It should be impossible to do and not have a run afoul of the law. We should have...
Even if I don't agree entirely with it being, illegal, I think that there needs to be like that. This is where you tax the crap out of them, where it does, like, you could still be a billionaire, but do you will you contribute those billions to your locality? To, like, again, this is the taxing issue.
Taxation. We should have regulatory schemes that make it impossible to accrue this much money. Elon Musk bought Twitter several years ago. He then
feels like it was yesterday.
Continued on to run it in such a way that it lost at least 80% of its value, and it was irrelevant to him.
Did you guys hear that he lost 15 billion and that was a drop in the fucking pot? So, like, I'm getting really tired, especially when, like, Republicans, especially, that I've had some back and forth with on this, where they always bring up the entitlements thing, but again, taxing billionaires? No, because they don't want to tax the idea that if they were to ever become a billionaire, then they would have to pay into that. So they're protecting their future earnings by just being like, yeah, I don't think that's very fair. And then there came out, like, the report came out for Trump's new tax plan. It's just it's in black and white now. You can't ignore it when you have the people breaking down the math and going, no, if he does this, anybody making under $400,000 is going to be paying more. Specifically, like, in the tax bracket, I think it was like tax bracket number 3, you're going to pay like $1,700 more. And that's like the average income of, like, dual income of American citizens. So it was kind of insane to see that, where I was like, huh. And nobody's really paying attention to this.
Sort of puts to lie the idea of, like, why would any capitalist ever run a business in a way that wasn't making money? It's irrational. Well, it turns out when you're a billionaire, that's why you have billions. It's so that your irrationality or your whimsy can be addressed without really any implications to your material condition. And,
well, the fact that we overvalued all of his companies the way that we did and just let it happen. I mean, have we ever asked about that?
Elon Musk bought Twitter and then has poured money into the Trump campaign. I think more than we fully can anticipate or assess at this point. He's got multiple organizations that are functioning in support of Trump's campaign. Let's just start with the sort of low-hanging and most forward-facing stuff. That is that Elon Musk is financing a super PAC that is been tasked with, at the very least, Arizona, Nevada, and Wisconsin. I would imagine, and obviously Pennsylvania. I would also imagine in Michigan, in the get out the vote efforts for the Republicans. In Wisconsin, Charlie Kirk's organization, Turning Points, must have been performing so poorly that Elon Musk's organization was coming to Bigfoot him.
I hate to say it, this isn't illegal or bad, because that's like saying that, even like a small organization that is formed by the majority report that goes out and trying to get out the vote, that's not a bad thing in itself.
And I say it must be so poorly because there is multiple stories out now. And look, take this with a grain of salt, because it's really, really hard to assess how this will impact the election. But if the polls show that Trump and Harris are tied, then getting out the vote becomes even that much more important. News story, I think it came out of The Guardian. Donald Trump's campaign may be failing to reach thousands of voters. They hope to turn out in Arizona and Nevada with roughly a quarter of door knocks done by America PAC, flagged by its canvassing app as potentially fraudulent. This is according to leaked data and people familiar with the matter. This is from leaked. The America PAC is one of these Elon Musk PACs. They have the lead in Wisconsin, apparently. They're working with supposedly Turning Points in Arizona and Nevada. Leaked America PAC data obtained by The Guardian shows that roughly 24% of the door knocks in Arizona and 25% of the door knocks in Nevada this week were flagged under, quote, unusual survey logs by the Campaign Sidekick canvassing app. Matt, will you check out and see if that Campaign Sidekick is actually the Turning Points app that they developed? So you're asking yourself, what does this mean? How can they make this assessment that they are unusual survey logs, or they could be fraudulent? Multiple people familiar with the Campaign Sidekick app, including a recent auditor for Blitz Canvassing, these Republicans are all outsourcing all of their work. They're hiring people to do this. And I don't know how well they vet the people, but there's some heroes that have taken these jobs canvassing for Elon Musk.
I'll be honest, I've been debating doing exactly this, but I live in a state that it doesn't matter.
So
I don't even think they would accept me.
Multiple people familiar with the Campaign Sidekick app. This includes a recent auditor for Blitz Canvassing and a senior executive at another vendor who signed a non-disclosure agreement with America PAC, agreed the unusual activity logs were an effective tool to detect cheaters. And this is an example of what an unusual activity log will track. It showed a canvasser who was marked by GPS as sitting at Goyo's on the Trail restaurant, which was a half a mile away from the doors he was supposedly hitting in Globe, Arizona. I want to pay for that canvasser's meal. I mean, if anybody knows who that is, and they were at a restaurant eating when they were claiming to be knocking on doors of potential Trump voters, I want to pay for their lunch.
That's innovation.
Another
I hate to say it, but that might not be just, somebody that is anti-Trump that was trying to troll. I think that could just be somebody that's lazy and they got busted.
Officer was recording Mark,
which is hilarious.
Voters as not home 2 blocks away from that apartment. So they can see you on GPS and they can say, like, wait, how come it shows you're marking that no one answered that door when you're like 3 blocks away from that door?
My delivery guys sometimes do that. So yeah, we tried today. We'll try tomorrow. And like, you didn't try today.
I have had that happen.
As a result of its heavy investment, America PAC has been able to post impressive numbers of door knocks in only a matter of months through its network of several vendors and dozens of subcontractors under those vendors in each of the battleground states. I am telling you, like, we can't tell what the impact of this is, but do not be surprised if the idea of subcontracting a subcontract to a subcontractor to a subcontractor brings about less than stellar results. Do not be surprised.
Well, everyone's going to be motivated to a good job because they skimmed a little bit off the top.
Well, you're also kind of like you're going for a certain demographic of worker at that point. Like I hate to say this and sound kind of derogatory, but you're kind of going for the person that like you see on the street sign or the corner holding like one of those going out of business signs. You ever wondered about that where you got four people standing on a street corner like going for maybe the span of like a half mile, and at each one they have a person just standing there, and they're usually like just standing like holding their phone. One of my favorite ones, I have a picture of this somewhere, where it was like a mattress firm or something like that, where it was going out of business, but the guy had leaned the post and he was leaned like against it in such a way that he just had fallen asleep. It was hilarious. But yeah, like I have a feeling that's who you're bringing out for this kind of stuff, and unfortunately, they're kind of just doing it for the gig. They're not doing it for the action of trying to get people to vote.
That's right. Now you got to replace. I mean, 25% of that seems pretty intense. The other thing that Elon
high.
Musk is doing has been. Oh, and I should say, there's another story about this is out from Reuters. Elon Musk's political action committee is struggling in some swing states to meet door-knocking goals. And it's investigating claims that some canvassers lied about the numbers of voters they've contacted. That's from another story at Reuters. Alyssa McMillan, who canvassed for the PAC in Wisconsin. Remember, it was Nevada and Arizona where there was examples of 25% rates of what appear to be canvassers pretending to knock on people's doors. Alyssa McMillan.
That's insane, though, because did they give a number?
No,
I can't remember the number that he said as far as like people signing up for this program.
The PAC in Wisconsin said field organizers recently told campaigners they weren't reaching daily objectives and were on a track to miss an ultimate goal of contacting 450,000 voters by election day. If they're not hitting their numbers, and those numbers that they are hitting are 25% fraudulent, that may be a problem for the Trump campaign. And how do you deal with that? Well, what you do is if you are Elon Musk, you offer people money to sign up so that you can tell them to vote. Here is Elon Musk. He has been campaigning for Trump. I think this is him in Pennsylvania on stage announcing that his super PAC is going to do a sweepstakes.
I have a surprise for you, which is that we're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day.
Now pause it for 1 second. Let me be clear here. He's put out this petition in support of the First and Second Amendments. That is a classic, data scraping, or it's not even scraping. You're just giving them the data. They want you on an email list. I don't know what you need to give in that petition, but they want you there as a registered voter. You have to be a registered voter. You sign this petition, and this is the way that they're going to say, like, okay, this is our voter list. These are the people we need to contact in the days before the election to get them to come out and vote. They're paying $100 for every Pennsylvania registrant who does this. They're paying $47 outside of different states. And now he's added this $1 million sweepstake. So if you are registered and you sign the petition, you're entering a lottery for $1 million. Go.
Is that we're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election.
Okay, so there's going to be 14 more millionaires apparently, but the irony is that you don't register. You can't register after today. I think it is in Pennsylvania. So get out there and register if you need be. But the idea is, again, is for him to get people to sign this petition. So presumably they can contact these people, or we would be remiss if we were not contemplating the possibility that he's doing this because he's starting some media enterprise or other organization.
Yeah. Collecting data collection. This kind of makes a lot more sense because I think, what is it, 14 million? That's almost a drop in the bucket. Like if you're getting that many subscribers, or
wants to know who
information on the voter rolls.
who the dupes are. But speaking of dupes, here is the first winner of $1 million. Congrats. But I may have some bad news for you after this.
President, just see everyone in person, attend a great rally, and see a lot of patriots together. When he called me, the first thing that happened, I screamed, and it was $1 million, and I was pumping my check in the air, pumping my arms in the air, and I went up, and actually meeting Elon, I kind of forgot about the money for a little bit, since he's such an influential figure. For guys my age who are working hard every day, and it's really important to get out and vote. And voting early is just, anything can happen.
All right, ladies, you know what to do. You got yourselves a millionaire there. Come on, doesn't he do it for you?
An election.
Day,
there's a lot of things that can go wrong and prevent you from voting. So if you can get in your vote early, your ballot's in and you don't have to worry about it. Pennsylvania, everyone needs to get out and vote early.
There you go. They are
Beautiful.
trying to make up for 2020 when Donald Trump basically said, don't vote early. That's the way they'll steal your vote. They're trying to deal with that. But let's get to this issue at hand, because congratulations to, what's his name? John Dreyer.
Yep.
For winning. We have what might be a problem, though, for you. Rick Hassan, election professor and lawyer who deals with elections, says that though maybe some of the other things that Musk was doing was of murky legality, this one is clearly illegal. The 52 USC, that is the U.S. Code 10307, paragraph C, quote, whoever knowingly or willfully gives false information as to his name, address, or period of residence in the voting district for the purpose of establishing his eligibility to register to vote, or conspires with another individual for the purpose of encouraging his false registration to vote or illegal voting, or pays or offers to pay or accepts payment either for registration to vote or for voting, shall be fined not more than $10,000.
Yeah, it's about that's what I was just looking at. I wanted to look at the actual law, and yeah, it's clear as day.
Or in prison.
They didn't mince words with this one. This one should be going to a court system very, very fast.
Not more than 5 years or both. Now, if you pay someone $100 for signing a petition, but you can only do it if you have registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
That is an offer or actual payment for registration to vote.
Yep.
Right, because don't you need, like, in sweepstakes to make them legal, like in a way to participate without
purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary. Yeah, and that's the law. Like, a lot of people, they don't know that. A lot of people just assume that they have to buy it like into a raffle. No, that's technically like when you go to like a hockey game or something, they have like these raffles where you can buy like a little raffle ticket. Technically, that is illegal. But the no purchase necessary, it's not necessary for you to participate in the raffle.
Necessary. There cannot be those type of restrictions. The DOJ.
This one's a little different, obviously, because, it's registering to vote.
Elections Crimes Manual at 44. The bribe may be anything having monetary value, including cash, liquor, lottery chances.
Oh, shit. I guess I was...
Oh, crap.
And welfare benefits such as food stamps. Now, you can offer free rides to the polls or providing employees paid leave while they vote are not prohibited. For an offer or payment to violate Section 10307C, it must have been intended. This is case law, United States versus Lewin. It must have been intended to induce or reward the voter for engaging in one or more acts necessary to cast a ballot.
Okay, so that makes me wonder, like, does this fall on like a random lawyer to kind of bring up the case against this guy, or like that guy specifically, or Elon? Like, how does that work?
If you register and then sign this petition, you will be rewarded with $100 in Pennsylvania or a lottery chance, both of which highly illegal.
And I'm okay. So I'm not really understanding this one. Is it register just purely registering to vote if you live in Pennsylvania? Then you can have you can claim your $100, or is this you have to prove that you're voting for Trump kind of thing?
And it goes on, and this is the United States versus Canales. This is the case law now. Section 10307C does not apply to payments made to signature gatherers for voter registrations, such as individuals may obtain. However, such payments
So is that tricky legal language that, however, it's the
become actionable under Section 10307C if they are shared with the person being registered. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. In other words, you can hire canvassers, but if your organization is also paying people to be registered, you're in trouble. Now, I don't know what happens if you accept that money. And my bet is that that guy's going to be glad he got $1 million, even if he has some legal bills that will make it a little bit more complicated. But that's Elon Musk for you. With that said, Elon Musk's failed canvassing operation, now what appears to be a legal canvassing operation, is not the most despicable thing that Elon Musk has done this week.
What? Okay, I didn't see this coming, and I hate to say it, I was expecting an answer for my question there, like just how bad is this and who technically has to charge? Like
Publicly.
What is it? 404
or file.
There's a site, I think it's called 404, that did some reporting as to some micro-targeting of ads that were happening.
404media.com.
404media.com. This story was picked up by Chris Hayes on his All In with Chris Hayes program. They didn't credit 404 Media until later. Nevertheless, here is a good explanation of what's going on and what Elon Musk is up to.
Political campaigns love micro-targeting. That's sending messages directly to small groups of voters. If you're not in the group being targeted, you may never see them. Let's look at what you're missing. Here are some recent political ads that were micro-targeted to Muslim voters in the swing state of Michigan.
Vice President Harris has chosen a side, her right side. Harris has made herself clear. She stands with Israel and the Jewish people.
And joining Kamala will be her husband and top advisor, Doug Emhoff, who would be the first Jewish presidential spouse ever.
Kamala relies on her husband Doug for counsel on the toughest issues, like Israel's noble fight against the radical terrorists in Gaza. And when Doug talks, Kamala listens. Kamala and Doug, America's pro-Israel power couple.
That went to Muslim swing voters. Now, that's extremely cynical and I think kind of anti-Semitic, like there's a Jewish puppet behind the woman. Okay, that's one set of micro-targeted ads to Muslim voters. Now, here are some other ads run by the same pro-Trump PAC being targeted to Jewish voters in the swing state of Pennsylvania.
Two-faced Kamala Harris is secretly campaigning
I just love how cynical our society is that this works.
for Palestine and trying to get away with it.
In Jewish communities throughout America,
Whatever.
questions are being asked.
Are we supposed to save everybody from themselves when they're just so, gung-ho to go believe in this crap?
Why is she running ads pandering to Palestine? We must stand up to anti-Semitism. We say no more.
Kamala Harris, stop pandering to Palestine and stand with our ally Israel.
Wait, we were just told Kamala Harris stands with Israel, that she's super pro-Israel. She's part of a pro-Israel power couple. Now we're being told she stands with Palestine against Israel. Mm-hmm. You see the issue here, right?
Yeah, weird. And you know what? This is kind of funny. The far left also buys into this.
Two sets of ads can't both be true. They're diametrically opposed and mutually exclusive.
Literally
But they're
just
both
buying into
made
the same
by the
narratives.
same pro-Trump political action committee to micro-target and manipulate vastly different groups of
Because, according to them,
voters. It is.
this is the Kamala Harris that they are railing against in Michigan, like he's bringing up. Like, it's just insane. It's insane that, nobody can look at this and just go, so maybe what I'm being told about, her and her stance on Palestine, maybe there's more to it, and I just need to, at some point, go to one of these rallies or town halls and ask her what's going on. I mean,
the grossest, most cynical ploy I've seen in an election cycle that's rotten with cynical ploys. It's all made possible by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who has given $75 million to the super PAC that's bankrolling all of those micro-targeting campaigns.
What is going on?
So there you have it. But that's not all that Elon Musk is doing that is despicable, in some instances illegal. There are apparently, and this is a story from Open Secrets, an initiative called Progress 2028 that purports to be Kamala Harris's liberal counter to the Conservative Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 is actually run by a dark money network.
She will be hosting a town hall at a CNN town hall.
Supporting former President Donald Trump. Building America's Future, the dark money group at the helm of the network, has steered money to a constellation of groups and initiatives boosting Trump's agenda and spreading messaging aimed at chipping away at voters from Harris. The dark money group reportedly received over $100 million in funding from billionaire Elon Musk. That puts us like around $200 million that he's dumped in, at the very least, that we know of, along with other donors. This according to the New York Times. Building America's Future registered to use Progress 2028 as a fictitious name on September 23rd, and the website was created 3 days later. The Progress 2028 site appears to be created by IMGE LLC, a firm run by Republican political operatives that the New York Times described as the hidden hand behind Building America's Future, and a page on the Progress 2028 site includes the firm's sizzle reel. They've also done work for Elon Musk's America PAC. Of course they have. On top of which, Musk is also, one of his groups seem to be sending out fake calls and texts from the Harris campaign, or would appear to be from the Harris campaign.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Jacob Walls and that Jack Berkman might have some advice for Elon Musk as to, I don't know, what the best, most comfortable clothes in prison are for doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
What prosecutors look for.
Again, this is what happens when you're just so rich and dumb, and that you think you're going to get away with all this stuff. I mean, this is also why Elon, not only does he need Trump to win, I think that he, honest to God, hedged his bets, looked at the polls, and then went, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go, and I think I'm going to vote with Trump, because if I don't, then I'm going to be in very, very big trouble. I have a feeling that the FTC, if that is still around, is going to bankrupt me. Come on. Like, I hate the fact that we're being duped, like, as a society, by a guy like Elon Musk, the most charismatic man alive. It's the same with, like, honestly, if this is the end times, it's happening, like, with the dumbest people, and because of the dumbest people. And I'm kind of just like, I'm throwing my hands up and going, okay, cool. If this is who you want to get behind, cool, guys, but just don't be surprised when they end up screwing you over.
But that's where we're at. I mean, aside from the sort of like more banal and typical problems with the existence of billionaires, Elon Musk is giving you a whole new sort of opportunity to see the danger of billionaires. And imagine if this guy was on.
Could we just for 1 second imagine if this was George Soros? Just imagine. Yeah. Because you know how all that stuff was. Yeah. Now apply that to Elon Musk. Are you guys going to be consistent in your outrage and go, oh, we've been fooled. Uh-oh. But yeah. We all know you guys. Although, hey, look at this. He fooled you guys into becoming electric vehicle supporters. So that's kind of funny. And if you're not, then like, again, your inconsistency is showing. Like, you're not going to support your boy and go buy a Cybertruck and go get a new Tesla. Like, what's going on there? And then you also kind of start to think like, oh, maybe I was duped. Like, you're going to be driving your Tesla and you're just going to be, look at your Facebook memes from 10 years ago and just be like, oh yeah, that one with the Tesla and the dragging the generator behind it. Yeah, that really aged well. With your freaking MAGA sticker on your fucking Tesla 2 or whatever. Alrighty. Well, as I said, this was a riveting one. Campaign finance. It's the sexiest topic ever. It is serious though. And honestly, I cannot wait to see what happens. specifically if she wins, where, hey, we get to watch the downfall of Elon Musk, hopefully. So, yeah, not really. I can cross my fingers, but I can't cross them any more than they already are. And honestly, doesn't seem to work. So, knock on wood, do any of your superstitious shit. It's all just going to happen the way it happens. Isn't that like poignant? But anyway, if you enjoyed this content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000. Really appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you in the next one.